When people think of dinosaurs, they think of size, but intelligence was far more dangerous. Raptors were not the biggest predators, but they may have been the smartest. Their intelligence changed everything. It made them elite hunters. Raptors belonged to a group called Dinosaurs. They lived millions of years before modern birds. They were fast, agile, and highly coordinated, perfect for hunting. But what set them apart was their brain. They had unusually large brains for their size. This meant better awareness and faster decision-making. Most predators rely on instinct. Raptors likely use strategy. They could adapt mid-hunt and react instantly. Their eyes faced forward, giving them strong depth perception. This allowed precise attacks and accurate movement. Their bodies were lightweight, but extremely powerful. They could accelerate rapidly and turn without slowing down. Their most iconic weapon was their claw, a curved blade on each foot. It was designed for gripping and tearing, not just intimidation, but their true advantage was teamwork. They hunted with coordination. This allowed them to take down larger animals, far beyond their size. Working together increases success. Even modern predators use this method. Raptors may have done it better, with precision and timing. Their intelligence allowed communication. Subtle signals guided their movement. Each individual had a role, like a coordinated team. This made them extremely dangerous. No prey was ever truly safe. If you're getting value from this so far, like and subscribe. Most people underestimate how advanced these hunters were. Raptors were covered in feathers, similar to modern birds. These feathers improved balance and aided movement control. They were built for efficiency. Every movement had purpose. Nothing was wasted. Everything contributed to survival. Their intelligence gave them patience. They did not rush every attack. They waited for the perfect moment, then struck without warning. This combination made them unique: speed, intelligence, and teamwork. They were not just predators, they were strategic hunters. Every movement had intent. Every action had purpose. This level of intelligence is rare, even among modern animals. It gave them a massive advantage over everything around them. They controlled their environment through skill and awareness. This made them apex predators. Despite their size, they did not rely on brute force. They relied on intelligence. That is what made them different. That is what made them dangerous. Their legacy lives on today in modern birds. Birds inherited their intelligence and many of their behaviors. The connection is clear. The evolution is visible. Raptors were ahead of their time. They changed what hunting meant. And they remain one of the most fascinating predators ever because of how they hunted. They prove something important. Size is not everything. Intelligence changes the outcome every single time. And that is why they succeeded, where others failed. This is the true story of raptors. Not just fast, but intelligent. Not just hunters, but thinkers. That is what made them elite. And that is why they remain legendary, even today. They did not rely on brute force. They relied on intelligence. That is what made them different. That is what made them dangerous. Their legacy lives on today, in modern birds. Birds inherited their intelligence, and many of their hunting behaviors. The connection is undeniable. Evolution preserved their advantage. Raptors were ahead of their time. They redefined what hunting meant. They were not just predators, they were strategic thinkers. Every movement had intention. Every action had purpose. They analyzed their environment constantly, adapting to every situation. This gave them a massive advantage over everything around them. They controlled the hunt from start to finish. And that control meant survival in a dangerous world. Their intelligence reduced risk and increased success rates. That is what separates great hunters from average ones. Raptors were efficient. They wasted no energy. Every movement was calculated. Nothing was random. This made them extremely effective, even against larger prey. They did not need size. They used intelligence instead. This changed the balance of power across their ecosystem. They became apex predators through strategy alone. This is rare in nature, but extremely powerful. Even today, intelligence wins over brute strength. Raptors proved this millions of years ago, before humans even existed. They were early masters of strategy, long before modern predators. And that is why they succeeded, where others failed. Their intelligence was their weapon, more powerful than claws or teeth. And it gave them control over life and death. This is what made them legendary, even today. Not because they were biggest, but because they were smartest. That is the true lesson of raptors. Intelligence changes everything, in every era. It determines survival and dominance. And it always will, no matter the species. Raptors understood this instinctively, and that is why they thrived in a brutal world. Their story is not about size, it is about intelligence. And that changes how we see dinosaurs completely. They were not just monsters, they were thinkers, hunters with awareness and precision. That is what made them elite among predators. And that is why they stand out, even millions of years later. Their intelligence is their legacy, still visible today. And their impact remains in every bird that hunts. The connection is clear. The evolution is real. And now you see it, clearly. Raptors were not just fast, they were calculated. And that made all the difference. In survival, this is why they were feared across their world. And why they dominated for so long. This is the story of intelligence in its purest form. If this changed how you see dinosaurs, subscribe and share this with someone who needs to see it. The smartest hunters were not the biggest, they were the most strategic.